We all have 24 hours. Yet, some great leaders like Elon Musk consistently defy the limitations of time, achieving superhuman acts of productivity. The tech titan has rewritten the future with one revolutionary innovation after another.
My first guest is the man who made electric cars a thing and is currently working on perfecting reusable rockets, space travel, connecting the human brain directly to computers, connecting cities with electromagnetic bullet trains, the Starlink satellite system that's so important to the war in Ukraine. And then on Tuesday, he's going to work on that tunnel thing on traffic. He also tweets a lot. Elon Musk.
With that, Elon has received admiration even from high-end billionaires.
So, Bill Gates said, "There is no one in our time who has done more to push the bounds of science innovation than you."
What's kind of him to say?
Yeah, well, that's it. That's a nice thing to have anyone say about you. Nice coming from Bill Gates.
Musk's ability to squeeze every last drop from the hourglass is truly amazing. So, how does he do it? In this video, I'll reveal 3 of Musk's most surprising and powerful productivity secrets you can apply today to 10x your own output. One of the most powerful productivity habits you can steal from Elon Musk is his use of first principles thinking. Let's break that down.
Don't just follow the trend. So, you may have heard me say that it's good to think in terms of the physics approach of first principles, which is, rather than reasoning by analogy, you boil things down to the most fundamental truths you can imagine, and you reason up from there. And this is a good way to figure out if something really makes sense, or if it's just what everybody else is doing.
When Musk first got interested in rockets and space travel, pretty much every other aerospace company said it was impossible to achieve his goals of reusable rockets and drastically lower launch costs with current technology. This included even great minds in the niche like Neil Armstrong. The existing mindset was, that's just how it's always been done. But Musk didn't accept that conventional industry wisdom. Instead of taking that assumption as a given, he asked some fundamentally simple first principles questions. What is a rocket made of? The fundamental answer is aluminum alloys, composites, engines, avionics, really just a lightweight metal cylinder with engines. Why do we need to discard it after one use? There's no law of physics that says that's required if it can survive re-entry without melting. By stripping it down to the basics of materials properties, aerodynamics, and structural design, Musk realized there was no fundamental reason why a robust rocket couldn't be reused, just like a commercial aircraft. So from that first principles perspective of going back to facts over assumptions, SpaceX engineered a way to have the rocket's boosters return vertically for reuse, rather than just discarding millions of dollars worth of hardware in the ocean after each launch. That beginner's mind of questioning assumptions and reasoning from ground truths is what allowed him to achieve breakthroughs that disrupted multiple industries. Here's how you can adopt this habit. Before diving into any problem, pause and write down all the assumptions you currently have about it. What rules or norms are you unconsciously operating under? Become aware of your presupposed beliefs and constraints. Now deconstruct the problem to its absolute fundamentals using sincere, childlike questioning. Keep asking why, and stripping away layers until you're left with only the essential truths and facts. What are the core elements this problem derives from? With assumptions cleared and fundamentals established, you can now rebuild the problem solution from the ground up without preconceived notions limiting you. It's a powerful way to free your mind from beliefs, conquer complexities, and create innovative solutions. All by asking simple, first principles questions and building up from there, rather than staying stuck on existing analogies or impossible assumptions. Elon Musk's ability to achieve extraordinary productivity is also driven by his practice of intense, unbroken focus on one task at a time. This monk-like concentration allows him to go deep on solving the toughest engineering and design challenges.
My time is mostly split, it's split between SpaceX and Tesla, and of course I try to spend a part of every week at OpenAI. So I spend basically half a day at OpenAI most weeks, and then I have some OpenAI stuff that happens during the week.
He facilitates these extended deep work periods by applying a strategy called 5-minute rule. Here's the deal. Instead of staring at a giant to-do list that feels overwhelming, you break it down into super focused 5-minute chunks. Think of it like this. A huge mountain of laundry seems terrifying, but folding 5 shirts? Totally doable, right? So why are these 5-minute blocks so magical? Here's the science behind it. These blocks helps in conquering the start monster. Often the hardest part of any task is simply getting started. 5 minutes feels manageable, so you can hurdle that initial mental block. Once you begin, even for a short burst, something cool happens. You gain momentum and that daunting task starts to feel less scary. You might even find yourself saying, "Hey, I'm on a roll, let's keep going." Another thing is that tiny wins give big boosts. Completing even a small part of something feels good. It's a mini victory, and that little win fuels your motivation to keep chipping away. Note, it's not about finishing everything in 5 minutes. It's about getting started and making progress. The 5-minute block is your secret weapon against feeling overwhelmed, a tool to help you tackle your to-do list bite-sized and become a master of your time. Urgency is mostly associated with stress and panic, but for highly productive people like Elon, it's a powerful driving force that propels them to achieve extraordinary things.
I think the fierce urgency that drives him is important. And it's sometimes ginned up. Like I say, the fierce urgency of getting to Mars. And on a Friday night at the launch pad in Boca Chica at 10 p.m., there are only a few people working because it's a Friday night. They're not supposed to launch for another 8 months. And he orders a surge. He says, "I want 200 people here by tomorrow working on this pad." We have to have a fierce sense of urgency or we will never get to Mars.
That sense of urgency,
A healthy dose of urgency can be your secret weapon, just like it is for Elon by conquering procrastination, which is often the enemy of productivity. Urgency disrupts its comfy couch and forces you to take action. Deadlines become motivators. Sharpened focus. When you feel the clock ticking, distractions fade away. You become laser-focused on the task at hand, maximizing your efficiency and output. Boost in creativity. The pressure of a deadline can actually spark innovation. You're forced to think outside the box and find creative solutions to get things done quickly. Builds momentum. Once you get started with that fierce urgency, it builds momentum. You enter a flow state where tasks become almost effortless, and you accomplish more than you ever thought possible. However, there's a fine line between a healthy urgency and burning out. Constant, frantic pressure can be unfavorable. Therefore, you need to set smart goals. Don't just have a vague sense of urgency, prioritizing rest and take the time to celebrate your milestone, big or small. This reinforces the positive effects of urgency and keeps you motivated. If you're ready to level up your productivity, smash the like button and subscribe. Drop a comment on a habit you adapted and became a game changer.